gram.
LG gram.
ये वही है ना जो 1 किलो से हल्का होता है.
Yes, this laptop is thin, very well built, and under a freaking kilo. See, I have been using this latest 2022 LG Gram 14 for a past couple of days, and I think itna use karne ke baad the time has come for me to tell you all about the pros, all about the cons, and also about the burning question that should you even consider buying the LG Gram at this current selling price of 1 lakh rupees. Chalo, without wasting any more time, let's begin the video. By the way, you guys are already watching Digit.in. I am Florence George, and this is the review of the latest lightweight 14-inch laptop by LG, the LG Gram 14. Starting off with the exterior, so it's an all-black laptop with a very subtle matte finish on the top and on the bottom. Overall thickness की बात करें तो it's a 16.8 millimeter thick laptop. The entire chassis in here is made out of magnesium alloy, which is why the build quality is very strong in this one. Although there is surely some flex on the top of this lid, but apart from that, I have got no complaints regarding the build quality of this laptop. Next up, let's open the lid, and yes, you can open the lid of this laptop using just one finger, and the bottom doesn't even lift up, so that's great. The hinge is very sturdy as well. Next up is the keyboard area, and again this also showcases the sign of great build quality as there is no flex on the keyboard area as well. And overall, I will just say this thing that it's an all facts, no cap, a very well built laptop. Next up, we have got the I/O ports, and here on the right hand side we have got a micro SD card slot, 2 Type A USB 3.2 Gen 2 slots, and a Kensington lock. Having a look on the left hand side, so yahan pe we have got one HDMI port, one Thunderbolt Type C port, one USB 4 Type C port, an audio combo jack, and there is also this dongle which comes with this laptop that can be used to plug in your Ethernet cable directly into the laptop via this Type C connector. And since we are already discussing the I/O ports, let me also tell you about the connectivity options. So yahan the LG Gram 14 offers you Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.1. Let's now have a quick look at the specifications. So here we have got 12th gen Intel Core i7 1260p processor. The CPU has got 4 hyper-threaded performance cores and 8 non-hyper-threaded efficiency cores, which means it has got total of 12 cores and 16 threads. Then we have got 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM at the speed of 5200 MHz, half a terabyte of Samsung Gen 4 NVMe solid-state drive, and surely the Intel Iris Xe graphics. Next up is the upgradability option, and after opening the laptop, we see that under this copper heat pipe, we have got our 12th gen Intel Core i7 CPU. RAM cannot be seen, which means it's soldered, and you cannot upgrade the RAM in this Gram. For storage, we surely have availability of an additional M.2 slot, and the battery in here is a 72 watt-hour battery, which is seriously good enough to last you an entire day. I also ran a battery benchmark over here, namely the PC Mark 10 Modern Office battery benchmark, wherein I was able to get a solid result of more than 10 hours ka screen on time, that too at 100% brightness level on the balanced performance settings. Let's also not miss out on the charger. So here we have got a 65 watt Type C fast charger which can charge the laptop from 0 to 15% in just 10 minutes. Let's now look here at these two speakers. So we have got two down-firing 3 watt speaker, 1.5, 1.5 each. These are okay for your daily music and movie consumption needs. The sound is fairly loud, but again, it surely lacks any kind of a bassy thump. Coming up next is the display, and here we have got a very good 16:10 full HD screen. The refresh rate is at a humble 60 Hz, but for consuming content, editing photos, or even workloads like color grading in Photoshop or Lightroom, this is genuinely a great screen as it is very color accurate and is also decently bright. Also, because of this 16:10 aspect ratio, it basically provides you with more vertical headroom for both writing scripts and filling those long and tiring Excel sheets. Next up, let's have a look at the keyboard and the trackpad. And here the keyboard is a backlit keyboard which is fairly spaced out. These keys have a decent tactile feedback onto it, which is why they do feel nice to type on. But the power button in this one is something which I am not very fond of. See, everything up until this point was looking very sharp for this laptop until I noticed this one thing, that there is no fingerprint scanner on the power button. I will surely not cry about this thing, as the laptop does give you this availability of Windows Hello feature, which will scan your face and will unlock the laptop for you. But still, there is no harm in having a fingerprint scanner. I mean, come on, LG. Next up, we have got this trackpad, which is good in size, has a nice roomy feel onto it, and overall, in a summary, both the keyboard and the trackpad are very good to use. Now before we get into the performance, let's have a look at two more things. Firstly, the webcam. So it's a full HD webcam. This is a 2.1 megapixel camera, which is much better than what the LG Gram was offering in the last generation. So no complaints over in this specific area of the webcam. So बढ़िया ही है. Second, operating system and the software. To name a few, the first one is going to be the LG Smart Assistant. Now that is a software which can be used as a control panel to customize this laptop. If you write a lot, then put this laptop on the study mode and it will just reduce the overall blue light of the screen. And if you watch a lot of movies, put it on the cinema mode and it will make the screen more vivid. There are more options like cooling mode, display settings, inbuilt AI noise cancellation, keyboard settings, and power, that is the battery settings. And then there's also this software called as the LG Glance by Media-Matrix, which can be used to set up features like dimming the display or even locking the screen when you are away from the laptop. So it basically uses the webcam to consistently check out your presence. And also the same app can be used to give you a privacy alert if someone else is looking at your screen. Apart from those two applications, there are also a few more apps like Virtu, which can be used to sync your phone with the laptop. And lastly, editing applications like Audio Director and Color Director. So all of these are already pre-bundled in this laptop. Alright, enough chit chat already. Let's talk about performance. So this year we have also tested the Lenovo Yoga 9i convertible, which has got the similar but slightly better specifications than this LG Gram 14. Also, we have tested the Dell Latitude 7430 with slightly weaker specifications. And now, to give you a better idea of how the Gram compares in terms of performance, here are the synthetic benchmarks. See, after having a look at these results, one can say that it really packs a solid punch for its size. The performance of this Intel Core i7 1260p processor is more than enough to easily handle your daily tasks without breaking any sweat. Adding all of that with a crazy fast Gen 4 Samsung solid state drive will just give you super fast read and write speeds and also crazy fast boot and load timings. Next is the GPU, and surely there is no discrete GPU in this LG Gram, which is why you won't be able to run the latest games, but the older games like GTA 5 and some other esports titles like Valorant would still be playable. Furthermore, if in case you're interested in casual video editing like your 1080p video timeline or editing your Instagram reels, so that again is surely possible in this one. All in all, the performance is just more than great for handling your daily use case scenario and even your casual professional workload like usage of Photoshop, Premiere Pro, etc. Also, for people who are still curious about the thermal management, so I am happy to inform you, LG has done a great job to keep this i7 cool. As in my own testing, I found out that in idle conditions, the CPU temperatures remain well under 45 degrees Celsius, and when in load or while playing games, the CPU temperatures were hovering around the mark of 75 degrees Celsius, which again is not at all bad considering the fact that the single fan which is used to cool down the processor barely makes any sound. Also, let me show you the surface temperatures while I was running the GTA 5 inbuilt benchmark. And here you can see that the surface temperatures do not reach anywhere around 50 degrees Celsius. They are hovering around the temperature of 46 degrees Celsius. Okay, final thoughts. See, I like this machine, and I will recommend this laptop to folks who are looking for a good travel laptop because great number of I/O ports, a great premium business laptop because the battery is just almost never ending, and thirdly, even as a great daily usage Windows 11 media creation or media consumption device because performance is also solid in here with a great screen as well. And as I said, the price currently is hovering at 1 lakh rupees for this i7 model, but considering the laptop as a whole package, then considering the competition and the prices of the competition, you can just say that it really makes the LG Gram stand out like a very value for money product. And that too, we are talking about this Intel Core i7 model. By the way, if you are very sure about getting yourself a Gram, there is also a cheaper variant, that is the Intel Core i5 variant of the same Gram 14, which can be found for a better price tag. And that was it. That was our video on the Gram 14. Let me know about your thoughts on this LG Gram 14. Drop your comments, also drop a like, get subscribed, and feel free to watch our next video either. Baki, this was me, Florence George. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and I'll meet you all in the next one.